Hi everyone, it's me, Krylios, Team Racing Productions MC and producer. And joining me today is Natalie Thompson. Hello, Natalie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. I am doing really, really well. Could you go ahead and give our audience a little bit about your background?
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Natalie Thompson, and I am the Vice President of Records Management for Capital Pride Alliance. And I was also the co-chair for Global Pride 2020, and that just happened on June 27th.
Awesome, awesome. Now tell me about Pride in 2020. Must be the most, probably the most bizarre, probably one of the hardest prides to put together, probably the most interesting. I mean, tell me about trying to get Pride together in 2020.
Yeah, so Pride 2020, it was crazy. You know, at the beginning of the pandemic, we had conversations about what would this do to Pride organizations. And, you know, specifically in the nation's capital, where we're going to be able to have our festival, we're going to be able to have our parade and all of the other events that we normally have. And we had a lot of long conversations and decided what was best for the community was to definitely push it back. And so we also had to strategically look at how do we keep Pride going? And so looking at doing virtual activities. And so, you know, we started Pride Talks, and then we've got Pride in the City right now. And these are opportunities for people to still be engaged, but virtually. You know, Pride is not just about, you know, the festivities, but it's really about talking about important issues that are happening in our community. So we wanted to make sure that that programming still happened. And I'm also one of the VPs for Interpride, and through that, I was engaged with the Global Pride 2020. I was one of the co-chairs for that. And we had conversations at the beginning that Pride was going to be, it was going to be hard this year for organizations around the world. And so what did it look like for us to still have a Pride celebration? And it was really exciting to be a part of something that was globally, it was a global movement. We had groups from all over the world to submit content, and it was diverse, it was accessible, and it was a fundraiser because the whole goal is to help out organizations around the world. Like I said, it's not just about the festivities, but a lot of Pride organizers also work in the healthcare system, working with our most marginalized and underserved individuals. And so how do we still help them to maintain their programming?
Definitely, definitely. And I must ask, you know, with Pride in a pivotal year like this, tell me, how has Pride changed, especially as someone that was involved with not only the Capital Region's Pride, but Global Pride 2020 as well. Tell me, what about Pride this year was different when it came to its messaging, what you really wanted to get out there to people, to those who wanted to celebrate Pride still and participate in this wonderful occasion?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I got involved in the Pride movement because it was an opportunity to really shine a light on the intersections of our community. You know, when people look at Pride, specifically in the US, sometimes people think it's very male identified, you know, cis male identified, very white. And so there's an opportunity for us to talk about the intersections within our community, and asking people to really look at their how they're maybe contributing to those systems of oppression. And it's a hard road to go down because you're asking people to step into a space that they have maybe never been challenged before. And so I think this year, with everything that's happening around the country with the protests, this was a wonderful opportunity. And I look at the work that we do as everything is an opportunity for us to talk about, you know, real issues. And so when it comes to police involvement with prides, when it comes to our intersections, when it comes to police brutality, when it comes to trans women of color being the most marginalized individuals within our community and how representation is not there, you know, Global Pride and with CPA, the conversations are around how do we do better? And that's the reason why I love opportunities to talk about, you know, what we can do better. Because representation has to look like everybody. We are a microcosm of the larger world. And if we don't have images of everybody in the community, are we really representing them?
Definitely, definitely. Now tell me, um, keeping past prides in mind, and with everything that one has learned from a very different Pride season this year, tell me, what does the Pride of the future look like? What does Pride, what are we looking at for Pride 2021? And if that is similar to this year, maybe if it has changed, how will that be different from even Prides in the near future as the years go by? Tell me, what's your outlook on Pride as the years go by?
So I think Pride for the years, moving forward, there are going to be some people who are not going to be comfortable going into, large group events. And so I think this opportunity to leverage the technology that we have available to us is going to be very important. Accessibility is something that's extremely important to Capital Pride. And we recognize that not everything that we've done in the past has been accessible. However, that doesn't mean it has to be the future that we go on. People look at, oh, this is how we've done things before, and it doesn't mean that's how we have to do things now. And so, we have Pride in the City, and one of the things that we want to make sure we do is putting out content that's accessible to a larger number of individuals.
Yeah.
Not only does it, diversity is there, but who are the individuals in our community who are going to be engaging with that? If they need different types of technology assistance or other types of assistance, how can Capital Pride prioritize those things? And making sure that there are people that look like me, people that look like you, who are being represented. That's the whole point. And that's the really direction that Capital Pride Alliance wants to take. Look at the history of Capital Pride. It hasn't always looked like there have been people in spaces that look like me. And so it would be a disservice for me not to make sure that not only am I represented, but looking at how me not being represented and somebody else who may not look like me or may not have the same abilities as me, how they're not represented. And so that is a major concern for us, and making sure that we don't put out content or we don't have events that really don't represent our larger community.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, and then hopefully we can get back to having the big parties. I miss the
Yes. I agree 100%. Now, before we go, could you just let our audience know, one, how they can keep up with what Capital Pride is doing, what Global Pride is doing, how they can get into Pride in the City and all of that. So plug everything and tell us how we can, follow and keep in touch.
Yeah, shameless plug. All right, here we go. All right, so Pride in the City, we just did hashtag Still We Laugh. We're going to push that back because we want to make sure that we have all the information up there so it's accessible. And so one of the things that we still need to do are making sure that we transcribe it and then everything is all together. So it's not going to come out on the 31st, it's going to come out on August 7th. So look out for that, and you can find it on our Facebook page and on our YouTube page. And there's also going to be an event page that goes out on Facebook this week, so look out for that. Please go to our website, capitalpride.org. And you can look at all the things that we have coming up. You can see all the people that work on these events. If you want to get involved, please go on the website, please take a look. And then we also have Pride Talks. We've had 2 Pride Talks in the past, and these are community conversations that we want to keep going. So if you have suggestions for Pride Talks, please reach out to the team on our website. There's an info page that you can go to of how to get engaged. But yeah, Pride Talks, our first one was about policing and about defunding the police and what that looks like. And our goal is not to dictate the conversation, but it's really the community asking questions. And so that's one of the things with Capital Pride Alliance. We are a true alliance. So it's not just Capital Pride, but it's working with other Pride groups and other LGBTQ plus groups around the nation's capital to really talk about how we can provide services to everyone. So those are 2 really, really big initiatives. And then we have a lot of things that are coming up in September. And as we get those together, please continue to check out the website. Please continue to check out our Facebook page, and you'll get all the information. We're also on Instagram and we're on Twitter. So all the socials, please check it out, and please get engaged. Pride is not just a space for certain people. Pride is a space for everybody. So if you have an idea, you want to get involved, everyone's welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Natalie. And thanks so much for joining me today. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. I really, really enjoyed this.
And to our viewers, thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.